So I have something to tell you.
Is Mel officially coming on as our third podcast host?
Oh, she's not. Oh, she would love that, but no, sorry, Mel, love you. No, guess where I went yesterday?
Where?
I went with some of my friends to Six Flags.
Do you know out here they call it Great America?
I think there are different ones in different states. So it's like the one in New Jersey is Six Flags Great Adventure.
Oh.
So then it might be Six Flags Great America or whatever.
Wow, so you did that, huh?
So...
How with the kitties? You and the kitties? Or...
Well...
Did you step over them to get front in line? And
actually, there was a lot of like fast walking that I didn't think would be happening, but it seemed to be the theme with my friends, so there we are. However, now that I'm a little older, going on those rides...
Terrifying.
I got sick.
No!
Yeah, I did.
What?
Like, kind of quickly into our
What
start.
ride?
Well, we went on like a total of 3, and 2 were roller coasters. One was this new ride called Wonder Woman, which is like a pendulum, and it like is a circle, so you're spinning and going back and forth, and like very high up. It was very scary. And then the second one, we went on Batman. So I was like, amazing. Batman, bless up. And then right across from Batman is The Dark Knight, which I was like, basically made everyone go on because I was like, guys, it's so fun. Yeah, and then went on that and was sitting with my friend Steven, and we literally get off the ride. It was just him and me because they're tiny cars. I took like 5 steps and I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, Steven, something's gonna happen. He was like, get outside. And he like rushed me outside, and You
just vomited everywhere?
Well, it was like in a secret spot though, so I don't think anyone saw.
Holy cow.
And then I turned to him and I said, should we tell someone? And he said, no. He was like, let's just leave.
He's like, run, you
like,
idiot.
but the germs. Oh, God.
Oh, my God, it was a COVID vomit.
It was behind a bush. It's okay. Nobody saw me. But then after that, I went on more rides, and I was okay. It was weird.
Well, I feel like when you're a kid, you're running around. You're doing crazy stuff all the time. Your body's like, all right, this is how we move. When you get older, like, we don't move as much. And I feel like you go on those rides and it's like a shock to your system.
Well, and also as a kid, I didn't ever drink a medium-sized, creamy, pumpkin-flavored iced coffee right before going on rides that shake you up like a milkshake. And if you guys didn't know, your stomach shouldn't be treated like a milkshake. At Six Flags, you're supposed to have a great adventure, not a great sickness. Okay.
So there's a bush at Six Flags that smells like a pumpkin spice
I'm not going to
latte.
tell you guys where it is, but it may or may not be near the Dark Knight ride, and I hope somebody claimed it.
If you find the bush, snap a picture and send it. No, kidding.
Okay, if it's still there by the time this episode comes out, there's a problem with Six Flags cleaning.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Sisters. Sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome back, listeners.
Welcome back.
Good.
Welcome back. Ooh, welcome.
You sang that in another episode. Is that a song I should know?
It's a TV show, and I feel old.
Is the TV show called Welcome Back?
No, I'm just gonna. It's from a Welcome Back, Kotter was an old TV show.
No, I've heard of that.
Oh, okay. And then Applebee's put it on a commercial, so I'm sure it's like subliminally in my brain.
I think you sang that on the Brokeback Mountain episode.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where 2 sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And we gon' eat some meat. We're not. Sorry. That was the only quote that I could think of.
So the word sisters came from the Greek word sis, which means family, which means woman for We've all met that man, haven't we?
And it's always a dad.
It's always a dad.
Never a woman, never a mom. It's always a dad. So, yeah, about that. So, our movie, obviously, this week is My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Ooh!
Ooh, and there's no punctuation in this title. It's grammatically incorrect, by the way. Just saying. Should be some commas in there.
Imagine if it was My Big and Fat Greek Wedding. Wouldn't be the same, am I right?
My Big and Fat and Greek Wedding. Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue as well. All right, well, I picked this movie for you.
Loved it.
This is like so classic rom-com.
Oh.
It's just like
so
the epitome of it.
I did not know this, but this is the highest grossing rom-com film in history.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
What?
It's an independent film too, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah.
The woman who, I don't want to sound like Ian Miller, but I probably will butcher her name, Nia Vardalos.
Oh, that sounds like something. Okay.
So, kind of cool. Ties to Chicago. She's from Canada, but, was in Chicago performing at, Second City, and she had one-woman show.
Oh, cool.
That was based on her life. This was so based on her life, she even had, family members in the movie.
Yeah.
But I have to just get this fact out before we go into the synopsis, because this blew my mind. For this show, Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife.
Oh, I was like, hold on.
Yep.
Oh my god.
So
yeah.
she goes to it, and she's Greek, and she
Yeah.
tells Tom Hanks, this needs to be a movie. And she goes to Nia and is like, hey, I think you should make this a movie. And Nia's like, I'm talking to Rita Wilson, what's happening? And she's like, Tom's gonna call you tomorrow. And he was the producer on this movie.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
What? I wonder if Mom knows that. She loves Tom Hanks.
I will tell you, she laughs at two men. Her real laugh is Dad and Tom Hanks.
Her two loves. Look at that.
Her two loves. If I hear a certain laugh, I'm like, she's watching a Tom Hanks film. He's got something. But incredible, right?
That's so cool. I never knew that.
So,
wow.
Okay, I'll totally do the synopsis, but I have such respect for how all of this went down. It's like the thing that these aspiring comedians and actors try to do, right? Just put it out there. It's like Fleabag. Put it out there and just see what happens. And who cares if people tell you no? Just make the show. So I just love that. Okay, so if I was going to give a synopsis, okay. Because now watching, 2002 was the movie, but now watching it now, I'm like, So she's 30 years old.
3-0.
She acts like she's 18?
Yeah, kind of.
Acts like she's 18.
She looks like she's 53 in the beginning, and I'm confused about all of it, but it's fine. It's fine.
So she has an Orthodox Greek family. Very proud of being Greek, overbearing, everybody's in everyone's business, huge family. And she's kind of just lost her way in the sea of her family. They just tell her how to live her life. She doesn't have a say in it, and so she's depressed. You see this looking, as you call her 50-something, because she just I don't know. I was looking at her and I was like, Jesus, this is what I look like in a mirror these days. I gotta put on some lipstick. Good God.
All you need are some contacts. Everything will be better.
That also annoyed me. So she decides, okay, I need to do something with my life, and I kind of hate the fact that she meets some guy, and then she's decided to change her life because she likes some guy that she met as a stranger. I'm like, okay, get over yourself. So
wait, what part do you mean?
He comes into the diner, and remember, she's like, oh my God.
I don't know if that's what changes it, though, because she was thinking about doing it.
Well, only after that did she, go out into the alley with the garbage bag, and she's like, what's my life? I was like, ugh.
I mean, maybe. Could have just been cosmic timing.
Listen, Kate, this is my synopsis, so hold on.
I'm so sorry. I will keep my trap shut.
What's the scary movie guy, Randy? That's Randy.
Sorry. Let me put my PowerPoint away. I'm so sorry. I'll wait my turn. Sorry. Oh, boy.
Okay, so I can't cry this much this early. Okay, so she decides she has to get her life together, and because she's been so sheltered, she always has to, like, ask her family for permission. I have this feeling they're managing her finances. It's not good. Again, 18-year-old and a 30-year-old body, I hate it. So she's saying, hey, I want to take computer classes, and she slowly starts to get out of this rut. In the midst of it, she meets a guy, but the guy isn't Greek. Well, in her family, that is blasphemy. You must marry somebody who's Greek. You're Greek. What are you doing? And so they have to hide their relationship. Eventually, people find out, and then it's all about how to merge these two families together. He is, as Gus would describe, like dry toast. Their family is dry toast.
Such a burn.
And then it just shows them getting married and everybody accepting everybody. And she just like nails these quotes. And when I looked it up, she was like, this is literally how my family talks. Like these crazy quotes and the interactions of all of them. It's so lighthearted and silly. And I thought, oh, I might not laugh as much like now watching it 18 years later.
Right.
But I laughed just as hard at the same parts. I was like, this is pretty good. So that's what I got. Okay, Randy, start your PowerPoint. You were on slide 20.
Okay. Scene 1. No. No, I think your synopsis covered, I mean, most of it. The only thing is, like, with the family stuff, and you said this, there's obviously a huge family, but the controllingness is, her immediate family, but it kind of is like everybody.
Yeah, they're intense.
Very weird family dynamic, and I don't think I fully understand either, like, how anything works, or, like, what are we doing, or, like, anything
Well, we're
like
dry
that.
toast, Katie.
I guess, but, like, yeah, and just seeing how the different families come together was a time.
It was so funny, because they're totally wild and crazy and loud and vibrant to the, like, quiet, calm, peaceful. You know, you were just like, the extremes were so funny when they would cut.
Yeah. And then even at the end, though, I mean, it seemed like they all kind of were getting along and whatever. At the wedding, I guess everybody was like, we're all friends and family now, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the whole, like, she lives at home. She's 30. She works at the restaurant. She can't do anything without her parents knowing.
She even sits between them on a couch. Can you
hated
imagine?
that. And it was a small couch. Small couch. What the? But I was like, I can relate. I'm so sorry.
Wait,
your struggles.
Do you sit on a small couch in between mom and dad? Katie!
Absolutely not. I always call the recliner. I need my space. Get away from me. Nobody's near me. Yeah, no. But just even like the parts where she started actually dating Ian, and then they'd be like, where are you going? Like, we're just walking in your room and asking questions. And she's like, a pottery class. I'm like, good one. Wouldn't have picked that one, but sure. Whatever you need to say, right? But yeah, in the beginning, I didn't realize this was all in Chicago either. I just never picked up on that.
They said it was in Chicago, but I think it was filmed in Canada.
Yeah.
I was like, is there dancing Zorbas in Chicago? Can I go there?
Like, where is it? Oh my God.
I was like, Katie would be so proud if I had like a social media pic because I contribute nothing. Nothing.
Oh.
So, but they don't because it's in Canada. But I also found that to be funnier about like Ian Miller's family because like I've met a lot of Midwest families and you know like a little dry toast as we all are, right? So that just kind of made it better because like if you were on the East Coast or the West Coast or the South, you couldn't have that same like dichotomy. And she came from Chicago, so she like nails it because she knows the culture here too from her life. Fun fact, the best friend, which by the way, I called Ian Aiden the whole time from Sex and the City.
Oh, I know.
I was like Aiden, but Aiden's best friend, the guy that's like kind of bald and...
He was a weirdo.
Okay,
Should I like him?
That's Nia's real husband, who the movie was based off of. And as of 2 years ago, they're divorced.
Well, he was a little lame, so she can do better. And sorry if it's a sad divorce. I hope you find happiness. I just didn't understand why he was a character at all.
I felt like they needed to give him like...
Just because he was her husband, she was like, guess I'll put you in there.
I'll tell you this, there are some issues with Ian Miller. And he could possibly be a serial killer, which is...
Was this a prequel to American Psycho?
Because
what's happening?
He doesn't have a lot of friends.
Mm.
The one friend he has is shocked that he's his friend. When he's like, hey, do you want to be my best man? He's like, oh, really? I didn't know you didn't have that many friends. And he like, never includes his parents. He's like, oh, yeah, here's what we're doing. And, you know, see you there. And bye. And, okay, have fun at the party. Bye. I'm like, Aiden, do you, like, literally not have any friends?
No.
I mean, in the beginning, he's like, I'm boring. My life is boring. I came alive when I met you. But, like, there's one thing about being boring and then, like, having no path. Like, we know nothing about Ian Miller.
Well, that was another thing. You're kind of like, so, like, you complain that life is boring, but also what are you doing to change that? And, only dating people changes that? Because that's a big load horse everybody. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. See, I didn't get the vibe that he could potentially be a serial killer. I got the vibe that brother Nicky could potentially be a serial killer.
Yeah.
Because, like, everyone is like, oh, Nick, you're so funny. And, like, nobody takes you seriously. And I was like, yo, this guy could totally be, like, burying bodies in the backyard. And the mom and dad would be like, Nick, are you hungry? It's a lot of digging. You tired?
He does fit the type.
We won't tell the police. Too much.
He's like drawing it on the menu. Like you open up the menu and it's like,
Yeah. I'm telling you, this could be edited. You could take some scenes and edit it to be like a horror movie, like Rocky was.
Oh, snap.
That's another conversation.
Okay, wait, we gotta start getting out some lines because the first line was so good. As like intense Greek music is in the background and it's a rainy Chicago night as they go to the diner.
It's 5 a.m. Nasty.
Oh, 5 a.m. My bad. It was the morning. And he just looks at her and he goes, you better get married soon. You're starting to look old. And
Rude.
I read that like her father really like would say that to her. I was like, what in the... But then again, Kate, she was 30 and you called her 53, so like...
But I knew she was 30, but it was just like...
I know. She wore like grandma sweaters.
And this is the thing, like, and it's a rom-com thing, so like, fine. But I don't think it's realistic that somebody lives most of their life looking a certain way and like, just, you're just so assimilated to looking that way, but then one day everything changes and like, never mind, now I'm gonna be like hot and wear makeup. Like, why didn't you do that before? Because you could have. Nothing was holding you back at all. So I just don't like believe that at all.
You're really making me think about that there needs to be a rom-com movie with just the person loving themselves.
Yeah.
Is that a movie?
Well, what was the one, How to Be Single? Where it was like the main character, it was like she was in a long-term relationship, she got broken up with, and then like some of the movies her like dating other people, but then at the end she just like is single and is like finally happy with being single.
Ooh.
It was okay. Rom-coms are a hard sell for me also, so I'm not the best maybe person to rate if they were good or not. I do like this one though, because it is funny. If there's more com than rom, I'm in. Okay,
if it's too heavy rom and too little com, you're out.
Right.
If it's a rom-com, you're out. If it's a rom-com, you're in. I'm so sorry, people.
Yes.
Okay.
I liked hearing in the beginning, too, she does all those, like, I guess to just set up the family and, like, how intense it is to live in a Greek family. Gosh, what a day. And she kind of just talked about like, growing up and all this stuff. And she goes, I wasn't allowed to go to Brownies because I had to go to Greek school. And I was like, wait, why can't you do both?
Are you just I'm like, confused. You're like ripping the whole movie apart? Talk to Tom Hanks, Katie.
I just don't, listen, if that was true, then fine. But again, in real people life, I feel like you could do both. People do multiple activities in their lives. It doesn't have to be just one. So
for our Greek listeners out there, how long is Greek school? Like, is it
like 8 hours a day? Like, every day?
Did you go to Catholic school? Like Catholic CCD? Did you have to go to that? Or did they like start, started giving up on that for us?
Yeah.
That was like 1 hour a week or something.
A week, right.
But
like what Brownies is.
But what if learning Greek is like 4 hours every day?
I mean, I guess, but like you still have an hour for Brownies, I think. Once a week. I'm just saying. Listen, Girl Scouts should be supported. They do a lot for the young women of our country, okay? Okay, that's all I'm saying. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to say this now because it annoyed me so much. The movie literally ends with her telling her daughter, no, you can't go to Brownies, you have to go to Greek school. But then she's like, but it's fine, you can marry anyone. And so you're allowed to complain about not going to Brownies. And you're the one who's saying how messed up that is, but now you're literally turning into your parents?
Kate?
And you didn't learn any lessons? Because I'm over it.
Did you want to go to Brownies? And you
I did go to Brownies. I just don't understand. It made no sense to me at all.
Well, 2002. Okay, so back
all right.
to...
Sorry.
Greek women have 3 rules. Marry Greek men, make Greek babies, and feed everyone till we die. Sounds miserable.
Don't you kind of feel like, though, those rules are accurate for most heritages, though?
Yeah, like women in general.
I was trying to think of one where I'm like, where's one where the women don't have to be the homebody or aren't expected to always be the homebody or...
I want to say, like, Haitian, maybe? Like, cultures that are like, listen, get educated, get degrees.
Right.
That first. You know,
Yeah.
I think those types of cultures. But yeah, the rest of it is all patriarchal bullshit.
Basically, it's a lot of that in this movie.
But, like, I love it. Like, you know, like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't care about you have to marry within your religion, ethnicity. Like, who cares about any of that shit? But, like, you know, who doesn't want to find someone they love?
Yeah.
I mean, I know not everybody wants to have kids, but, like, some people want to have kids. Some people like
Right.
to cook. So, like, that's what makes it so hard. It's not like they're saying, you gotta clean the toilet. Like, they're using these, like, vague things that some people like, some people don't. But if it's good people involved, it's all good things, right?
Yeah.
They're all happy moments.
Yeah.
Unless you're forced. If you're forced to marry someone or you're forced to have babies.
Well, she was getting a little forced. I mean, there was like, what was that, like, parent speed dating? Hate that. My nightmare.
By the way, they could have picked better looking men. Am I right?
Right. Like, well, was it like eHarmony exists back then or something?
No.
I mean, come on. It probably
Probably
didn't
not.
actually. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I will say, as much as you're mad about Gus, because he was a big crybaby.
No,
dad,
I liked him.
But he also was like, you were like, listen, grow up. My favorite thing about him was his obsession with Windex. Because I have to tell you, I actually feel that way about Neosporin.
Oh.
I am convinced that Neosporin could change the world.
How so? What should we do with Neosporin?
You can use it for anything. I will tell you right now, I think it gets rid of pimples. I think it gets rid of rashes. I think it can also be used as, like, chapstick.
Okay.
If you want to extend any makeup, let's say you're running low, put some Neosporin in it. That will last for days.
That's true, yeah.
Literally, like, Neosporin is the modern day Windex for Gus. I would convince him to switch because that moment in the beginning of the movie where he has his elbow in a bucket of
Oh
Windex.
my god, I died. It was so amazing.
I was like, I love him so much.
This is so
scene.
funny.
Uh,
Well, Neosporin, if you would like to sponsor us, we are big fans of your work.
Big fans. I buy it in bulk. I love it.
Love to sell your product. Yeah, it was just so random. Like, it's just a random thing, but it was funny.
So good.
And it wasn't also, like, overkill, you know? Like, they didn't talk
Yeah.
about it every scene in the movie. It was, like, just every now and then, and it was perfect. That's all you need.
And they would bring it up at really good times because when
Yes.
they introduced Ian, like, that was what made this movie so good. It's like, we got to be Ian.
Right.
You know, unless you came from that Greek culture, you're Ian. So we
Right.
were like, whoa, he's spraying Windex on our hands because we just burned them. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And I just dug it. I thought that was so funny. But there's definitely, like, sexism with the
Yep.
whole, like, the Portocalo women nag and all they do is, like, make babies and, weddings. And yeah. I mean, or he literally says, I told you it was not a good idea to educate a woman. What?
And then the mom just, like, rolls her eyes and doesn't punch him in the face.
And honestly, okay, we will give her time because Aunt
Voula.
was the star of the movie.
I know, I wish it was about her.
I would watch that third movie with just
Yep.
her and her life, and actually her twin from her neck somehow surviving.
Found a set of teeth and a spinal column. Yes, inside the lump, 'twas my twin. So amazing.
That was a real story.
What?
From her real aunt. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
What?
But her mom and Aunt Voula, all they did was manipulate the men. All they were doing was just going around being like, we have to let the men think it's their decision. And I'm like, women have to do so much extra crap because we can't just say, that's stupid, she's gonna go off and learn something. You have to like literally bend backwards. This is why we could run the world, because we've been training for it for like hundreds of years. I'm not kidding. Like the type of like emotional warfare to deal with all dumb men decisions.
But they wouldn't have had to do all that reverse psychology if it wasn't such a like patriarchal household, you know?
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay, that part though, this is I think why I was like extra confused about all of the families and their dynamics, because so the plan is they're like, okay, we're gonna make Gus think it's his idea to have Tula work at the tourist business, Aunt Voula's place.
The travel agency.
Right. And so they're doing that. So then when he finally is like, oh, and actually there's a really funny line by Aunt Voula, 'cause she was so funny. She was like, or the mom's like, so how is business? And like they're just doing really bad acting. And the aunt goes, oh, woe to me. Business is bad. She says it like that. So good.
Oh my God, you do their accents really well.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Please
yes.
only talk to me in this voice for the rest of the episode. Okay.
I make them. Okay. But they trick him, and then he's like, what about Tula? You have Tula go work for you. And then he goes, and then have Nikki work here. And she was like, done. And in my head, I was like, wait, but does Nikki know that now her job is changing and her hours and perhaps her pay? Because I'm just confused how we're making these big decisions about family members' lives and not telling specific family members, even though it affects them. I'm very confused.
This is why you're a buzzkill for rom-coms, because you gotta just ignore the stupid details and just enjoy the flow, the light-hearted flow. Why are you bogged down in the details?
For all we know, if this movie was about Cousin Nikki, she was probably super sad and having a horrible time in life because Tula was getting all the cool stuff happen, and then she had to get her job switched, and now she works at the restaurant, so that sucks.
Sorry, Nikki.
But she, I don't know, she actually seemed okay. She never seemed too annoying.
By the way, the fact that everybody is named Nick or
it's so confusing.
Nick or Nicola or Diana, Nita, Nick. I don't know if you remember, but when I was in college, I bartended at an Italian restaurant.
Yes.
And everybody had the same name. Oh my God, I'm blanking.
Was it Joe, as in Joe Pesci?
That's the name of it became Joe Pesci. Did you know
I
that?
know.
Okay.
That's why I made that joke.
Oh my God, it was like
Tony, Mario.
Wait, that's exactly what it was.
Tony.
It was Tony, Anthony, Antonio. And that was my joke because the bar was set up in the front of the restaurant. And so people would sit at the bar waiting for a table. And I would be like, hi, welcome to, whatever restaurant. That's Tony, Antonio. And I was like, and I'm Bridget. Or oops.
You're like, I don't belong here, but I'm here.
I was like, and I'm Irish, so I don't make your food. Don't worry about it. I'm not f***ing that up, but I'm going to get you drunk because I know how to do that. No, I'm kidding. But it's so great to me when, I just love people doubling down on all of it.
Yeah.
That was the good side of Gus. He was like, I'm Greek, I'm proud. I don't care what you think of me. You're dumb. I was like, yeah, dude, this is awesome. When he wasn't being a man baby, he was so funny.
And even though, you didn't see a lot of the family necessarily interacting with other people besides the Millers, but they weren't, discriminatory, I guess, is what I was thinking. They were, trying to be welcoming, and the dad was only being a little, standoffish because he was like, he's not a Greek boy, blah, blah, blah. First of all, he's like, I didn't know you were dating someone, and he's not even Greek. And then he yells at Ian in the house. I don't know how Ian got to the house. The scene scene before that is like Tula and Ian are like canoodling in a very public space in this office that has a giant window, and apparently it's supposed to be a secret romance.
They were waiting to get caught.
Then they get caught. Then the next scene is like they're both at the house, and then the dad is yelling at Ian, and he's like, "You didn't ask me. You could take that, blah, blah, blah." And then he like cries about that. Okay. Then when they get married, he cries because he's like, "I don't even know Ian." And you're like, "But you said you didn't want to know him. So like, whose choice was that?"
Way to kill rom-coms, Kate. You're taking it and you're just killing them.
I'm just saying, if there are character flaws, maybe we should point them out so we can all do better.
Yeah, I classify it as man baby, all that.
Yeah. That one scene, the mom opens the door, he's sitting alone in the dark, and he's just like, humph. And she's just like, snap out of it. What are you doing?
And no, he's sitting on a chair like he's being interviewed for like, NBC, and he's just sitting there like crying. I was like, oh my God.
It was so funny. Such a baby.
Okay, so Aunt Voula.
Amazing.
Okay, I learned that Nia wanted her cast so bad. Like, she wanted to work with this actress who, of course, I'm like blanking on her name right now.
Oh, I don't know her either, because I don't think I've ever seen that actress in anything.
She's pretty famous. Andrea Martin.
Okay.
There's a ton of movies that she's been in and TV shows. I feel like she's one of those character actresses you always see, but
yeah, she
wanted her in it so bad, and like she just was like a scene stealer. Like,
yes.
I couldn't wait for her to come on. I like every scene. I was like, oh my God, will Aunt Voula come on? Because she just is the funniest person. And I'm not gonna lie, Kate, like the neighborhood we grew up in, you might have been a little too young when we moved, but like we kind of had some people like her.
Who was like that?
Like Mrs. Opa! Do you remember her?
I don't remember her as well.
Or
oh
like
my gosh.
Linda. Opa!
Oh, well, that one I remember.
But like there was this force. Like you meet someone and they just come in the room and they're just very like, oh, well, she just was the best. Like she was the hostess to the audience, and she was the best character. I would totally watch an entire movie just all about following her around. I want a fake reality show following around Aunt Tula. How great would that be?
Aunt Voula.
Voula. Sorry. Tula, Voula. My bad. Oh my God.
Nikki, Nicholas, Tula, Voula. Yes, I would watch that. That would be a good show.
It would.
What did you think of Joey Fatone? Because it's gonna be
wait. For those that can't see Katie's face, her eyeballs bulged out of her head as she said Fatone.
Fatone.
I believe my line was, let me see if I could find it. Oh my God. I was like, what up, NSYNC? Like, I totally forgot he was in it. I feel like I like him in other things. I didn't like him in this. I thought his accent was distracting. I'm now a harsh critic, apparently, on accents. Like, I know anything about accents. But he looked the part.
Yeah, he did.
His body movements were good, and when he would come into scenes like that weren't long monologues, he was great. But that first monologue like threw me off.
With the sister, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you're a little much right now.
I think it was, okay, I get it. Like, you're showing your family's crazy, I suppose. But it was another one of those scenes where I was like, didn't need it, but okay, it's fine. I like the line he does where, again, Brother Nick, who may or may not be a secret murderer in the backyard.
Wait, I still think it's Ian Miller first, but what? Continue.
Because Nick is like, if you hurt her, I will kill you. I have a gun. Yeah. That's true. And he's like, just kidding. He's like, no, but really, I'm totally gonna do it. And he's like, just kidding, I got you again. And then he calls to Joey Fatone, whose character was named Angelo, and he's like, hey, Angelo. And then Angelo turns around and goes, hey, Ian, we're gonna kill you. And then he was like, ha ha ha, everyone's laughing. And I was like, you put some scary music over that? You slowed down the footage?
Bye, 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 bye.
Bye, bye. Yes. Wait, do you know? Okay. You know how Dad likes the Impractical Jokers?
Yes. Do I?
Okay, so apparently Joey Fatone, like, runs a show that is, like, a recap of their show.
Like a podcast or, like, on TV?
No, it's like a TV show.
Wow.
So, like, Dad knows Joey Fatone. So, just a little connection there. Just wanted to share with you.
Oh my god. Okay, wait, let me go back to why I think Ian Miller is a serial killer. So...
Oh my god, okay.
So, okay, he comes into the restaurant, and it's the first time she meets him, and that's in her phase, her, as she calls herself, like, frump girl, whatever dumb, stupid name she gives herself.
Some stupid, right.
The best friend kind of acts appropriately. He's like, hello, can we help you? And then she's, like, being weird, and Ian's obsessed with her. He's like, I love this isolated, frumpy, she doesn't have direction, like, he is captivated, and I'm like, but why? Like, she didn't do any, like, she made one joke, but,
she made one joke, right.
She didn't kind of, like, put on the charm. So then, when he sees her at the travel agency, that big window, he just, like, stops and stares and creepily waves at her, and she's, like, all blushing, because she's 18 years old in a 30-year-old body, and then he does it again, and tries to, like, make her laugh by going back and forth in front of it, which actually was really funny when the old lady started beating him up.
Oh my god, amazing. I was like, thank God we put that in there.
Thank God. Tom Hanks definitely did that. He was like, listen, we gotta change this up.
We gotta beat him up.
But then, all of a sudden, he comes in the store and he's like, hey, and she falls on the ground, and then what does he do? He sits down next to her, immediately asking for trust. Again, serial killer Mose.
Jesus!
I'm just saying...
You're selling it to me. I see it. I could see it.
I wish that they gave him more of a backstory, like he had a heartbreak, or like he was so bored at a family event. We literally got dry toast. I mean, we really did. We got nothing. So, he could be a serial killer, and she should be prepared.
Well, and we also don't know the length of all of the dating, and then engagement, and then the marriage. The time frame, I have no idea. This could be as quick as everything happens in 3 months, or it could be 3 years. I don't know. Nobody knows.
You're right. The seasons don't change.
So I don't know. If it was like a quick one, could be planning on a murder.
So, just check in with Nia, everybody. How's she doing? Is she alive? Is everything okay?
But he did have to there was a lot of stuff he had to do in order to marry her, so I don't know if a serial killer would have committed that much.
That doesn't fit the mold.
No, it's like a lot of extra stuff. The whole, like, baptism and...
That was extra.
So what? He had to do the baptism and then just sacrifice all the details about the wedding planning? Don't men do that anyway?
Okay, here's the thing with the baptism that I was like, wait a second. Are you telling me I can just roll up to a Greek Orthodox church and be like, yo, I want to be Greek? And they're like, take your shirt off and get in a little pool.
Get in this kiddie pool. We got it from Walmart. It's ready to go.
Because, like, they didn't show him learning the word. Like, they could have done a quick montage of him studying and, like, figuring out. So, like, a part of me was like, was it that hard? Like, or is it, to your point, there was no time? So was it, like, years of him learning, like, the language?
Do you have to do that if you were trying to, like, become Catholic or Christian?
Oh my god, it's like a thing.
Yeah, but when we're babies, we don't have to, like, take a test before we get baptized. We just get baptized. So why would an adult need to study or do stuff?
There has to be, like, baptism classes. The Catholic Ridge. There's some dumb, made-up thing that probably people have to pay to then get baptized.
Well, I know if you want to get married in a Catholic church, you have to take, like, marriage classes with a priest. Because priests know everything about marriage, people. We're not religious, by the way. I hope you guys are picking up on that. And if not, go listen to Sister Act and get it together. Thank you. Okay.
Hallelujah, Jesus. Okay, sorry. All right. Focus.
Yeah, but he didn't have to do that much. I don't know. It seemed like, and yeah, okay, fine. The family's a lot. They say kooky things. First of all, there's always food. There's always music playing.
Oh my god.
This seems kind of like a fun time.
I get it.
Yeah, and like I get that could be a lot, but also like you don't live in the same house as them. You could just like go somewhere else, and then like we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Okay, one more Ian Miller serial killer.
Oh my god. Okay.
Why is he a vegetarian?
Because he is a cannibal and eats the flesh
like,
of his victims.
But like,
I
don't. That's fine. You're a vegetarian, and who cares? But like, why don't you ever talk about it, or why don't?
Yeah.
I mean,
like his reasoning for it.
Yeah, we're watching the dating in progress. Like he just says, I'm boring, but I'm a vegetarian, and I'm like, first of all, he's a teacher in Lincoln Park, and let me tell you, in Chicago, that's like a fancy schmancy area. So I'm like, so you're a fancy schmancy vegetarian teacher that's boring? Like, you gotta have something going on.
He didn't even have any pets. Like, come on.
All right, I'll leave Ian alone because Aiden made up for it because it was played by Aiden, which I learned that Aiden wanted to try out for the role, but his schedule didn't work. And he happened to be in a bar when Nia and, like, was it Tom Hanks? I don't know, somebody super famous.
Tom!
Saw him, and he was, like, talking about it. He's like, oh my god, I was gonna, like, try to go for the role of Ian. And they were like, you have it. And they just gave it to him in the bar.
Oh, no auditions needed? I mean, he's
amazing.
The best. He's great.
He's so hot. Again, I think Val Kilmer, long hair. I am really pushing for a shift where women are bald and men have long hair.
I wasn't feeling his hair, but I think he in general is... But no, I didn't like their first date. First of all, you brought her to a nice restaurant. Way to go. Because that girl is getting nice, delicious, well-made, free food, everybody. That's how first dates should always be. But, like, he is wearing, whatever, nice clothes. And he, like, did this gross, like, gel back. And it was, like...
I thought it looked cute.
It was, like, a comb-over. I hated it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I wish he just left his hair how he normally wore it. That was better. It was just weird.
Yeah.
Or, like, I mean, if he's, like, a vegan, for all we know, he's a secret hipster. And that leads me to believe that there's some man bun action going on off-scene.
He would have a great man bun. And imagine if, like, her mom was like, come help me in the kitchen. And he just threw up a man bun?
With a man bun. Oh, my God. See, that actually would have been a little funnier if it was, like, he was a little more different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Like, if there was just something. Because he was just, like, kind of a blank slate. But I honestly feel like the whole movie was just supposed to be us, I guess, seeing the craziness of the family. It was like every scene, every choice, everything was just related to that and how like, oh, we're so on the outside, but like we don't care.
Which, listen, if we were not white and we had a minority experience with food, right? Like she talks about when she's 6 years old and she brings food to the cafeteria and they're like, what is that, moose poop? You know, like,
yeah.
I get it. That affects you a lot. I mean, and it's also good for people that are experiencing that to be represented, right? And that's what's so exciting about this movie making so much money. However, it was so overkill because I think it was 2002 that when we watch it now, we're like, yeah, we know. We get it.
Yeah, like
there's a little more diversity representation now.
I know what moussaka is. It's delish, and I would like some, even in elementary school.
Pass the spanakopia.
Oh my God.
Whoopa!
I really do like Greek food. That's very high up there for me.
When you come to visit Chicago again, there really
Can we go to Dancing Zorba's?
It doesn't exist, but there's an incredible, like, Greek town area that has, like, incredible food. To the point, I think I watched an interview once where Tina Fey, like, did the interview in a Greek restaurant, and it's been on my list to be like, I want to go and see what the heck she's eating. And
oh my God, I want to go.
But yeah, so, okay, let's talk about, what was your favorite scene?
I think it's the party where, like, well, it was supposed to be the parents meeting each other, like both sets of parents, and then she finds out it's like this huge party, which this was also, so the actual party stuff was my favorite scene, all of that. But then where she finds out that is like a giant party, that for me was the Bob scene, actually, because she's like talking to the mom on the phone, and the mom, she's like, what are you doing? What's going on? Like, we're coming over later. And she's like, I'm peeling potatoes. She's like, why are you peeling potatoes? I'm peeling some more, Ma. She's like, no, we didn't have enough. And she's like, what do you mean? It's just like a couple of us. And like the whole time it's being filmed, the camera is doing like the slowest zoom. It was like in Rocky where it like slowly zoomed in on the picture of him as a little child. And you're like, wait, what? Except it was like during this conversation, so you're like, we're getting closer, but I don't know why. And like, okay, fine, I get it. It's supposed to be like, whoa, it's in your face, and like, what a surprise. But it was just really weird. And she's just like, what? A lot of people? I kind of wanted to be like, wait, why did you not think this would happen? Because I don't live with you. I don't know your family that well. And from what I've seen, that's just what I assumed everything's gonna be. So I'm confused why you're confused.
Yeah, keep up with your own family. Am I right?
Seriously, yeah, like pay attention. Pay attention. fun. But I mean, I don't know, there was just a lot of good quotes during that party.
But what was your favorite scene? Which one?
Well, it's definitely the Aunt Voula, which tells us the story about her twin. Oh my God. The best about it though is because she comes over and she's being very nice and welcoming. She's like, oh, hello, nice to meet you, blah, blah. And then she sits and no lead in, no questions. She just starts telling the story and you don't know what's happening. She tells the story and then she ends it with like, and inside the lump, 'twas my twin. Yes. And then it literally ends. Somebody walks over with food and she's like, oh, food! And then she leaves. And that's it. And the parents are like, what happened? It's so funny.
Oh, she's a scene stealer. Like, she is so good.
So good.
I honestly wish I was sitting with that character right now. Like, I want to have dinner with Aunt Voula right now.
Oh my God.
Okay, I will tell you, the same party, my absolute favorite scene is Ian Miller's mom brings the bundt cake and she doesn't know. She goes, this cake has a hole in it. And then she takes it back and then this is part of their charm, right? Is they don't want anyone to ever feel excluded. So she comes out with the bundt cake and there's a flower in the middle of the hole. And I just died. I totally forgot about it. And I was just like, oh my God, the mother was really good in this movie too.
Yes. She was.
Maria, right? Maria was the name. Oh my God. I just was like crying, laughing at that part.
The best about that scene too is in the background. You don't even see who says this. Somebody yells, you fixed it! As she's walking up to them with it. Oh my God. So funny.
She's like, Maria, I think it's a cake. Oh, a cake!
A bunt. Bunt. It's a bunt. Oh my God. By the way, if you're drinking something, you're gonna need to take 2 sips because guess what we had in this movie?
What?
We had 2 actresses who were also from Degrassi.
Oh, hold on. Let me get a beer. I'll be back.
Okay, get a full beer and do a waterfall chug.
Okay, Kate, you were mentioning Degrassi. Okay, go ahead. To the podcast I didn't sign up for, but it is.
They weren't major characters. I just wanted to point out there were
fine,
2 Degrassi people because Degrassi is everywhere and everything. That's all. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Oh, it wasn't a monologue about bundt cakes.
No. I'm going to restrain myself. Yeah. But also, there were so many background family members that, not surprised. I mean, it's a lot of people.
Wait, and a lot of them were her real family members.
Yeah, you said that. That's
Which
cool.
is so cool.
Yeah.
If we made a movie about our crazy family, then you had it, like, documented, then it made the most amount of money in its genre, and you have that for life? Like, how special is that?
That is cool.
Except if you divorce your husband and the movie was about you falling in love.
Wait, so...
That sucks.
Her husband that she is now divorced from in real life, he was not Greek. So it was like, that was factual.
That whole thing was real, that whole storyline.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I didn't get any dirt on, like, why they got divorced. It was just, like, they were more friends than, like, lovers or whatever. And so they just kind of, like, moved on. But they have a kid and everything.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I would recommend this movie to people if you just want to laugh a little bit. If you got a crazy family, you'll see your family in them and you could just crack up.
I wouldn't recommend it to people who are very stressed about a potential upcoming wedding because I think some of that stuff could be triggering for some people because, I mean, I know a lot of people who have gone through planning weddings. It seems stressful just in general, I suppose. I guess it depends who you are and whatever. But, you know, if you've got like a controlling family who order wedding invitations and dresses and all that stuff and don't tell you, that could be a lot.
Yeah, very bulldozing, overbearing.
Yes. But then, you know, the actual wedding itself was, like, fine. And those scenes were, like, short, too. The wedding was short. And even the end at the reception, it was, like, super quick. And I was like, oh, it's over. I mean, I guess it wasn't about that. Yeah. It was just about them and their story, so.
How about their wedding gift?
Dude, I mean, I'm a little jelly. But, like, that's also cray. But it's still, like, that error of control because they are now next door forever.
Yeah, do you think they need help? Like, blink twice, Nia.
Blink twice if you need help.
But I saw that and it was like, oh my god, they bought us a house. And I literally just wrote, LOL, said no millennial ever.
Yeah, holy moly. And the whole wedding was paid for, I think, by the dad, because she made some comment that was like, Dad, you'd rather go bankrupt than like hurt someone's feelings or something. And I was like, geez, how much is this restaurant making? Because there's like 10 tables in here, and I don't know, guys. I'm just confused. But...
It's Aphrodite's Palace, Kate.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Is that a real place in Chicago? You should look that up.
I don't know. And
Probably not.
No. Okay, sorry. It was filmed in Canada.
Yeah.
So there's areas that are, I actually read this that I thought was really sweet, is they went to all these Greek areas in Canada, outside of Toronto. And so I think this was Aphrodite's Palace is probably in Canada somewhere.
Yeah.
But they talked about how it was like an indie film, right? Like they didn't have a lot of money to make it, that they would actually get fed by the local restaurants. Because they were just so excited they were doing like a Greek movie.
Yeah.
So I feel like it probably had that, like, come to this place, come to that place, we'll turn it into a Greek place, like just had that vibe. But yeah, every rom-com, if you're looking for real healthy life lessons, they are not there. That is not the point of this movie. The point of this movie is you just sit back, you giggle, you only take in what you want, you ignore the rest, and it's fun. If you actually go through the details like you're bringing up, it's kind of a messed up movie with a messed up message, and it's good for representation, but it's kind of bad because it's super sexist and there's just like a lot going on.
I think if you guys like to laugh, you should just watch Aunt Voula. And that's all you need.
Wait.
That's all you need.
Internet? You know how like the internet does this? Internet? Listen up, internet. I want a movie where you just cut Aunt Voula scenes and put that on YouTube so I can watch it over and over.
That probably exists.
Thank you, internet.
I'm sure we could find that. So I did not prepare a dad quote, but I'm going to guerrilla style go get him right now.
Go Joey Fatone him.
It's gonna be May.
Oh my god, Don't get too dizzy because of Six Flags. Remember.
I'm not on the roller coaster now. I didn't have pumpkin coffee.
We remember. Hey, Pops!
Hello.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
That your new house?
Not yet. We're getting there.
Oh, okay.
So our movie was My Big Fat Greek Wedding. What'd you think of that one?
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like the dad in that because nobody tells me nothing.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You are a little like him. You don't use Windex for everything, though.
You guys are like dry toast. Nobody tells me nothing.
Okay.
Out of here.
Cut him out. All right. End scene.
That's so good. Oh, God, he's so good.
He's ridiculous.
He is like Gus.
Well, am I Tula? Help me. Somebody send help. Thank you.
As you say help me and then Blair Witch style move the computer back in your room, it's way too real. Oh my god.
Way too real. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Well, that was amazing. Thank you for that. He's absolutely Gus and he nailed it. Like nobody tells him anything.
Yes.
Well, do you want to know your movie?
Yeah.
Okay, 1998.
Okay. I was 7.
Japanese film.
Oh.
It was based off of a TV series. You had a crazy obsession with one of the characters. Oh wait, was it 1999? Maybe it was 1999.
Wait, are you sure you want to subject yourself to this?
The one, the only, Pokemon, the first movie.
Yes! Oh my god!
We gotta go do some childlike stuff. We haven't done that in a bit.
Oh my god. Wait, you wanna know what's funny about all that? I literally, on Thursday night, I painted a pumpkin of mine and I painted it as a Pokemon, so...
Pikachu?
Still living that life. No, it's called Ghastly. It's a ghost Pokemon. One of the original 150, so...
Okay, so...
Yes.
Yes, I am prepared for your Pokemon card / knowledge.
I do have Pokemon cards, but they're in my office for the children.
I feel like Pokemon TV series was kind of fun, and let's go back. And it's like,
oh my gosh.
This was such a phenomenon, and I want to learn why, and I thought you would dig changing it up.
Oh, I'm excited. I couldn't tell you last time I watched that. I probably was a kid, to be honest. I don't think I revisited it much in my life.
So we'll both experience the like years of not watching it.
Yeah. I remember it though. I remember the plot and I remember parts. It's a little bit of a tearjerker. Just saying. Probably not for you.
Okay.
You'll probably roll your eyes, but...
I'm like, it's cartoons, but alright.
Cartoons can be sad. Oh, good pick, Bridge.
Okay, good. And I
like
do
it.
feel like this is a movie that you should say to Mary, have you watched this? And if she hasn't, you should bring her in and we should get like a quote from Mary on it.
Ooh, we could do that. I bet she hasn't seen it.
Yep. Because I feel like she got into Pokemon for a bit. Like, she's into this anime.
No, yeah. I'm trying to think of like if this movie was even anywhere on like Netflix or anywhere, and I don't remember ever seeing it. So she probably hasn't.
Boom.
So yeah, I will do that. I will rope her in, whether she likes it or not.
Pokemon!
Pokemon! Well, Bridge, I would just like to say to you, if, you want to go and join Brownies, I'll allow it. Because we should support our young women.
That's what you're taking. That is such a Randy approach to only be like, it's about brownies.
Okay, all right. How about this? If we were at a wedding, a Greek wedding, and they were doing the fun circle dance, I would make sure to grab your arm and get you in there next to me.
Whoopa!
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 Well,
Yep.
I'll tell you this. If it was your wedding day and you had a zit on your face, I'd put some Neosporin on it.
And that's our second plug for Neosporin, everyone. Buy it at your local Rite Aid. Also, pay us money, Neosporin. Thank you. Okay. Well, listeners, as always, if you like us, please feel free to leave a review, a written review. Those are the best. We've gotten a couple, actually, and we record these ahead of time, so who knows what it'll be when this actually comes out. But at the time of recording, we've gotten about 2 new written reviews. Very exciting.
It's very exciting.
We really appreciate that.
And it's even more exciting when we ask all of our close friends if they wrote it, and they say no.
Yeah,
and then we're
I
like,
know.
wait, a stranger?
A stranger.
Marcus 122, whatever it was.
Is that what it is?
Well, because I asked somebody, I was like, are you Marcus? But Marcus asked the question, did we become best friends? And we did, Marcus. Because
we did.
You literally made, 7 months of work?
No.
We started in March.
I don't think we did in March. I think it was a little later.
June,
but
July, August, September, October. Nobody knows what day it is right now. But yeah, bam, baby.
Okay, if you say so.
Sorry, back to Marcus. We are best friends.
Marcus, yes, we love you. And if you leave us a written review, maybe we'll shout you out and say we love you as well. Maybe. We'll see. But we will, so do it.
No, we totally will. We love you.
We love you. We'll see y'all next week for Pokemon Gonna Get You and Hearts So True. Our courage will pull us through. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend. Pokemon, you gotta stop me. It's just gonna keep going. It's the whole song.
I just have images of they're holding the Pokeballs and it always has crazy drawn lines behind them to make it look like they were going fast, and you're just singing this and I'm just imagining them stuck. Just yeah. So, okay, Kate, well, I love you.
I love you.
This was great.
This was great.
Go tell Dad something, because no one tells him nothing.
Sure, I'll go tell him what our next movie is, I guess. All right, we'll see y'all next week, listeners. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, among other podcasting websites. Or listen on our website at sisterswhoseenit.buzzsprout.com. Also, follow us on Twitter at Sisters Who Seen and on Instagram at Sisters Who Seen It, all spaced with underscores. See you next week.